terrible.
Why do black people like menthol so much? What's that about?
In this war against Nick Rekiata, what do I call it? The Rekieta parables, the Nick Rekieta parables.
Yeah.
I actually like Nick Rekieta. I've talked to Nick a lot, and I've tried to kind of befriend Nick a little bit since he's going through this. And Nick hates me now.
Does he?
He does. I don't know why, but I talked a lot about it. I don't think I've been really too harsh. I think I've been very fair with Nick. I have, teased him that his 9-year-old tested positive, this and that. But I've been the first person to say that Nick is incredibly talented. I think he'll be back on his feet.
Okay, let's talk about that real quick.
Yeah.
So Nick, this is the thing that everyone uses against him. And we did this little pig I host a show that's about Aaron Imholte, who is him and Nick are fighting.
Yes, of course.
And so everyone always teases Nick about his 9-year-old testing positive for cocaine.
Yes.
There was a hair follicle test.
Whatever, yes.
That came back positive. And, I don't know if that's true or not, because
there can be false positives. I'll say that. I'm not going to sit here and lie.
The state let it go and let the kids move back in with Nick. So it tells me that, maybe the kid wasn't doing cocaine.
Well, and I'm the first person to say this. And who was it that got heat? I forgot who else got heat for saying this, but even if he had a house, it was a dirty clothes or whatever, that's not abuse. Because he was being, kind of a distant dad or whatever, that's not even close to abuse because his dad was partying. Those kids, if they were being, how they made the narrative that, he made spaghetti or that, they made spaghettios they weren't eating. Obviously, the kids were eating. They were going to school. They were never, in my opinion, I've said this from the start, Nick Rekieta has never abused his kids. I just want to make that clear. I know that he's never, abused his kids. Maybe he was a little absent or whatever because he was, having a little fun. But that,
I would partying a lot.
Yeah, I would not consider that abuse, though, having a parent that parties. Actually, that'd be kind of fun because then as a kid, you can kind of do what you want. But having a cool parent, for some people, they would say that's bad. For those kids, it might not be a bad lifestyle for the kids, so that's why I don't think they're being abused. Okay, so I'm not saying he's abusive. In the steel-toe drama, though, Aaron, who was the cuckold, and Nick was a cuckold.
Yes.
I am empathetic to Aaron only because I feel like he's the one that got robbed the most in the situation. I feel like he, in this situation of the quadruple, of the throuple, whatever you want to call it, Nick did come out on top. He got Aaron's girl, and he got to keep his wife.
Yes.
So I feel like Aaron did get bamboozled the most 3 versus 1. If just trying to be objective in how I see it.
Right, and wouldn't you think that he'd play the victim card instead of acting like he was Nick is a cuck?
That is true.
It's very odd the way he plays it.
That is true. He's always like another win for the toe.
Yeah. He always acts like he's winning in all this when he lost his wife to.
But isn't that shtick? Doesn't he know? And Aaron's probably obviously going to watch this. I think Aaron knows that his life is imploding. I know that Aaron. And I'm not saying
you got to get Aaron on this show.
I'll have Aaron on the show. But Aaron,
I would do Aaron's show if he would have me. I don't think he would, but I'd love to.
Well, you do a whole show about him. It's a little different. My criticism of Aaron is not as deep. I'm just saying I think Aaron would admit that he lost his wife at the time, so there's no way to go through a divorce and be a good thing. There's just no way. It's temporarily.
Yeah, you don't get married. You want it to last forever.
Yeah, so I'm just saying his life has been taking a little downtrodden. He tries to say another win for the toe, but obviously he's not happy that he went through a divorce. Nobody, it's impossible to go through a divorce and be happy. So
and now he calls out his ex-wife is April.
Yes.
She used to be a co-host on the show. So a public figure in every single way. He made her a public figure, and I think that's part of the problem. But anyway, now he has a theme song that calls her a coke-whore. So the show starts off every episode calling his ex-wife a coke-whore.
Yeah.
Because he's angry about it. He's angry he lost his wife. He's still trying to get revenge.
To be fair, though, I've heard people call their ex-wives worse things than a coke whore.
On a show in your theme song?
I mean, once again, I don't want to defend that. No,
he
doesn't. Glenn Beck would never do that, and I'm not defending that. I'm just saying I'm not surprised that he's laughing at the fact that his wife was getting blasted by Nick Rekieta. Aaron is to blame in this for even participating. Aaron is guilty, but I also do think that he was a victim.
Well, we also found out. So we did a live show in Vegas, Hackamania.
Yes, it was incredible.
A few weeks ago. It was incredible. Nick Rekieta came down, he shared some text messages. I think all of this is gross. I would never be into people's personal business.
It's so gross, yeah.
It's
but
so
you made
gross.
Thousands of dollars. It is gross, but it's funny and it's
Listen,
lucrative.
the only reason why I would even do this kind of thing is because Aaron was the one that came out and told all the secrets.
He did. He was the first. He
There
was
was
the
no reason to do this.
And this is one thing. It is the whole reason they got in trouble is Aaron. I know. I mean, Aaron doesn't want to admit it, but Aaron going and saying that. I thought that was weird. I did think that was out of character of Aaron when he's like, "Yeah, we were doing Molly and ecstasy out of the blue." You remember that?
Yes.
Like people accuse him of it, but then the fact that he all of a sudden his narrative changed, where he's like, "Yeah, we did do that. I did it 2 or 3 times." I was like, "Why?"
He was lying the whole time. He's like, no one better say that April's doing coke.
It was so clear. She was drunk on stream. You know what I mean?
I'll ban you. And then he comes back a few weeks later. He's just like, yeah, so April's on coke, and we were all fucking. And all this. By the way, I can't wait to see the comment section. No one could be following this conversation.
No, what are they saying?
Alex and I go so deep with this stuff. We're just talking about things that there's no context for at all.
No, they'll figure it out, though, the people that are into the Rekieta.
I hope so. I hope so.
So, Aaron, in this whole thing, he's the victim, but now it comes out that is Nick winning by saying that Aaron ate his jism? Is he winning by even saying that? Isn't he telling on himself?
I don't believe in winning and losing.
You're right. You're right.
I think that's a weird thing that Aaron's come up with. Like everything's a win or a loss all the time. It's like we're all creating content. Like, for example, we just did this Little Piggy episode. I host a show called This Little Piggy on Fridays, and 6.5 hours it went. Because we had Nick on and then Keanu.
That was
Thompson
a legendary show. Everybody needs to go watch this. Go on, here are these podcasts, YouTube right now. It's a 6-hour.
Station on NLOs.
Okay,
we go back and forth. So nobody likes Onions had it, unfortunately, because he made a shit ton of money.
I made a damn. What a bad draw. You got the bad luck on that.
I'm the one who sent Keanu the link, but he makes all the money. But anyway, so it was fireworks, and there's a lot of people who are on Keanu's side of it because they don't like Nick Rekieta. There's a lot of people who don't like Nick Rekieta. Kiwi Farms don't like Nick Rekieta. There's a lot of people who think that obviously Keanu lost and she didn't sounded crazy and didn't know what she was talking about. And so none of it matters. It was entertaining. People are still talking about it. I was watching a show today. They were still breaking down the footage of what happened.
It was hilarious.
Well,
I want everybody to go watch it. I was going to pull clips, and I'm like, just go watch it. But Nick did call her the BIT, and I'm not one to. I call some people some wild names. He did call her a bitch.
There's a lot of name calling.
He called her a lot of bitch a lot.
A lot of name calling, which is, you lose the argument when you start calling people dumb bitches.
I thought he was losing that argument, but there's some stuff that he was right about. But this is. Then I go and watch. I had to watch a little bit of Aaron's coverage of this. This is one criticism I have of Nick, though, after watching this, that I thought Nick was like getting mad at Keanu. He's like, "Fuck you, Keanu! You went after the person that I love," as if that he's still in a relationship with April, and he's not.
He's heartbroken.
So obviously, he's heartbroken, but like he's acting like he's hurt. It's like, I don't know if it's Keanu's fault. Like it sounds like you're just heartbroken.
I don't think April likes Keanu at all because
I don't think
was
they're
reading
that great
her private text messages.
I don't think that they're that close either.
On the
Because
show.
Keanu couldn't find the text message until 2 days later, right?
I mean, it's weird that she sticks up for her friend April, and I think April hates her.
It's all virtue signaling fake.
so
and I love Keanu. I'm not even hating, but Keanu doesn't.
I love Keanu too. I'm friends with Keanu and
She
Gino.
couldn't give 2 shits about. I mean, she probably doesn't want April to be in a gutter dying, but she doesn't really care about her love life.
That's the other thing too. And so, Alex, this is the weird thing because being like on the internet perpetually and thinking that you know these people and stuff. So Nick Rekieta has all these detractors who really dislike him, and it's because of this kid stuff that we were talking about, testing positive for cocaine or negligent parenting.
Once again, we do not think that he's an abusive. I've defended on that. I do not think he abuses kids by being a party animal. I don't think that's.
But why would anyone give a fuck about 5 random kids in Wisconsin?
Well, that's what everybody tells you.
Minnesota, whatever.
I mean, anywhere. But everybody says that. That's kind of, and I do that at virtue signal because everybody cares about kids, so it's an easy cause to get behind. And
There's millions of kids.
I know, but it's like you're always right by saying it's just the easy win. It's the
so
easy virtue
stupid.
signal. It's like, oh well, Nick Rekieta's a good guy. Well, no, he's not. He didn't treat his kids right away, and you're like, oh, okay, it's hard to argue that. It's like I go to these college campuses, and sometimes the arguments are hard. Like this Sergio Abrego Garcia, how he got kicked out. Even Trump admitted that we didn't give him the due process. So people are like, do you like that the Trump administration's not giving due process? And I'm like, well, of course I don't like that. So there's just some arguments that you just can't win. You know what I mean?
Also, having a shitty childhood is really good for creativity.
It's one of the best things for creativity. I mean, the best kids and the smartest.
You think Richard Pryor would have been Richard Pryor if he didn't grow up in a crack den?
Well, and it's funny you bring that up because that's a segue to the next guy, Chad Zumach, a guy that I love that came on this show. We brought up his criminal history, and I do love him. He hates me. He comes after me. He comes after my girlfriend. He's really just.
He hates everyone.
He hates everyone. But I am so empathetic to Chad, and you don't have the same empathy.
No.
His mom was dating stepdads that were beating Chad's ass. So that is like
according to Chad.
Okay, you're right. Chad could, and Chad is
He's
full
a
of
liar.
shit.
He's
Chad
a-
is the biggest liar. See, now you beat me. You're good debating because Chad is so full of shit.
Trump
Chad would
card.
lie. It would be Monday. Chad would tell you it's Wednesday. I mean, Chad, you
Yeah.
could not trust him to tell you the truth about the time on the clock. So you are right. Maybe he was lying, but for some reason, that is such an embarrassing and personal thing. That why would you lie and say that you're beat up by stepdads? And for me, I think of like the movie The Butterfly Effect, where the kid gets abused by a stepdad. That's like a horror movie.
Sure.
Because the stepdad, that's the worst. Because then my mom dated guys. Luckily, my dad got remarried too. And my mom, all the guys were really nice to me. But like, if a guy was bad to me, it could have
You're
really.
probably bigger than them.
Well, I wasn't. A big guy.
You're like, oh, you're dating my mom?
Well, my mom, I mean, maybe I was a little bit older. I don't know. I'm just saying it could have been bad. None of the guys my mom brought home were bad. But if they were beating my ass, your mom's always going to take the guy that she's banging side. So I feel like
I wouldn't think so, but yeah, okay.
you wouldn't think so. But I would think in this case, Chad's mom is probably going to whatever for whatever reason.
He didn't grow up in a great house.
He grew up in a
That's for
bad
sure.
house.
That's for sure.
Like, we can admit that. So I'm empathetic to him because he's not. He doesn't have the same socialization.
Plus, he's dumb.
He's not that.
That doesn't
smart.
help.
You stealing a credit card from the gym that you're at that has cameras every single place in the world. I mean, that is.
He stole like 30 credit cards out of lockers in the gym, and he's so dumb that he would like go around to like
Domino's,
Chili's,
right? Yeah,
and
Chili's.
just like get a burger. Then he'd go over to CVS and buy some vitamins. It's just like all these like quick random purchases where they're just able to see like, oh yeah, that's the guy who was using the credit card right there. He's on the camera.
And why wouldn't he be doing it? Well, he needs to be making online purchases
Yeah.
if you do this, and then
I don't steal credit cards, but that's where I would go. I'd go
Yeah,
online.
duh. You buy gift cards and you do what?
Yes.
You could literally watch a video like on YouTube. How do I scam people out of credit card, whatever? And you would watch it better. You would figure out how to make more money than using it at Chili's. But
Yeah, correct.
whatever. You know, Chad is a guy that has a long criminal history, and I think that he's going to continue to self-sabotage. So I don't have to worry about him at all.
Hit the like button.
And I won't back down, except the dabble doom. And I won't back down. You can send me up to the face of town, but I won't back down, except the dabble boom. Yeah, yeah, yeah.